Hi, good morning, everyone. We are here to talk on a developmental issue that's addressing corruption through ethical primary education. And the key, the take-home message of our slogan is "Nip corruption in the bud." So just if you are not remembering anything at the end of the day, try to remember that. About the problem statement or the developmental issue we are having, at least all of us, we know that corruption is the main problem we have in all of our countries, because I don't think there's any country here that is not, even UK is corrupt, but the level, the way we are corrupt is not that way. So that is why we want to talk about that. And when you look at what is happening now, there is no government that is not fighting corruption. Every government is fighting corruption. But we have seen that most of the techniques or the ways that we're using have not been effective. So that is why we want to now talk about how we can now address it from the grassroots. So we want to, in order to continue, we want to show you just a brief video what is actually happening in our society. So
we are in the office of a civil servant in a developing country. He's going to deal with his clients. Enjoy yourselves. Sir, Mr. Tiwari is here to see you in 9 o'clock.
Oh, all right. Yeah, send him in. Yeah, send him.
Mr. Tiwari?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Oh, how are you?
He's good, thank you.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, sir. Hello. How are you? Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing? Yeah.
I'm fine. Regarding the contract, I think all the formalities are completed, and I would like to basically have a sense when the finalization of award will be done.
So what do you want me to do for you?
Just we wanted the formal declaration and formal letters.
You know, Mr. Tiwari, it is the government office and we work in a hierarchy. I mean, I have to be responsible to my seniors, and then they in turn are responsible to their seniors. And this is a proper setup in which we, of course, share our responsibilities, if you know what I mean by that. So, and you're one of the many people.
Yeah, Mr. Asmapunda, I think we are meeting all the technical and procedural specifications, but we do have enough provisions to meet any other requirements which we are falling short of.
All right, yeah. So, you must know that you were one of the 1,000 applicants who got this contract. So it's something that's, very hardly won. So I suppose you have done all the homework.
Yes, yeah. we do.
Yeah. So what do you have to say now? What do you have?
We have got certain papers.
All right.
And we have the provisions.
Okay.
The entire department can be satisfied with that.
All right. The provisions. All right. Mary.
Yes,
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
We wanted to submit the final set of documents for the department to take the final decision and formally award the contract.
Right. I'll check them. Yes, sir. It looks all good.
Oh, you're sure?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Very well done. Yeah.
So I hope you are happy now.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
See you up.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, the issue of corruption is embedded in our system. So, to the extent that even for you to get a contract, you need to give somebody a bribe, or in any way you must give somebody a bribe. So, we want to now see how that will be addressed from the grassroots, so that we orientate them, we educate them on ethical issues. Now, our key messages today is that we want to make sure that we have a free we want to reduce corruption anyway by ensuring that we have free corruption in our system. Then we also want to promote honesty, maybe by way of educating them, so that our children will be that honest when they grow up. And we want to also make sure that we inculcate moral values into our children. So I want to introduce my colleague to continue where I stop about the methods we want to use. Thank you very much.
So, just for some of you, if you didn't understand what the video is about, the file that was handed over by Mr. Tiwari to the secretary, it contains something, which was for me, the main actor. So the methods and the techniques that we'll be using to deal with the issue of corruption are, number one, we'll deal with improving curriculum from primary education, which is pretty much in line with what our slogan says, which is nipping corruption in the bud. Because we think that it's from the early age that we need to solve the problem. Otherwise, once people grow up, they pretty much carry the childhood impressions with them. After that is the anti-corruption forums in schools, colleges, and universities, where people will be taught about what corruption is, what are the negative consequences of it, and what are the good, good results if somebody does something which is good for society at large. And thirdly, and the most important thing, is theatre performances. We believe, and I suppose most of you would concur, that theatre is a very powerful, medium of change. So we want to put up performances and shows in schools and colleges and city centers so that we create an awareness about corruption in the masses. Following that is sensitizing people against corruption and promoting non-corrupt people, which is very important because we believe that there should be rewards, material incentives for those people who do things that can qualify as honest and fair, so that when other people look at them, they see that, oh, somebody has been promoted because of his honest work, so let's do something, honest, so that we also get promoted. And finally, it's the whistle blowing system. Yeah, next slide. So the campaign tools that we are going to use are, number one, it's newspaper, number two, radio, three, it's television, and finally, it's social media. In newspaper, we got to have editorial and articles where we will be talking about anti-corruption stuff, so that since most of the bureaucrats and civil servants and people who work in the offices, they read newspapers. So that's why we'll be reaching out to them through newspapers. And radio, definitely in places where there is no accessibility of newspapers or of other means of communication, there will have the radio and television programs, talk shows, skits like the one that we showed to you in the video, and of course the all-pervasive social media like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and finally the measuring the outcomes. Will increase in number of advocates for anti-corruption messages, conducting experiments on corruption perception in children, and the World Bank Index, which is the corruption perception index, the attitudinal change, the ease of business indicators. These three are basically the indicators which are used by World Bank to measure anti-corruption. And finally, it's transparency in public sector. The timeline is, in the first 2 years, it's going to be researching and campaigning, followed by that in 7 years, since it's something that's pretty long term. We are actually training children in ethical values, so it's going to be very long term. So for 7 years, we are going to do policy making and implementation, and finally, we'll be measuring the results and the impacts of our project. So the message for all of you is to please carry forward this message wherever you go.